The next thing to do when we have the whole composition is to record it with the live orchestra. We had a 46-piece string orchestra for this cue, and we had 3 trumpets and 8 horns and 6 trombones and 1 tuba. The most important thing to get right on this cue was the string line. And then we recorded it exactly as I showed you, using the tempo and the click from my Cubase session. So we started with triplets when the line goes up, and then when it goes down, we change to 16th notes. And this is how it sounded on the first take. This sounded promising as a first take, but the more we listened to it, we noticed that the timing was just off. And we started just soloing it, my team and Serena and Chris Fogel and Anthony Parntha, the conductor. We were talking about if there's any way we could make it feel like we're flying more. Because with this feeling, what was happening here is that we have triplets, and when they have triplets and they click to it, it starts, the accents and how the musicians are feeling the tempo is it gets a little heavy, and we wanted to get away from that feeling of an exercise. You know, it's a crucial spot in the movie where he has a breakthrough in his life. You know, his mind is opening up. He's listening to Rite of Spring, he's seeing Picasso, he's like extremely stimulated. All of that had to be portrayed by the performance in this piece of music. So we set up with that in mind, and we spent a lot of days in frustration following this recording. I'll take you through some of it. One of the things that we tried next was to play the first 6 notes and an extra note so it's overlapping with violin 2, and that's a technique called dovetailing, and this is what that sounded like. This was a great idea, but you can clearly hear how it loses momentum when the phrasing starts and stops. We figured out we need to have all the note values be the same. We printed out everything as 16th notes, which allowed for a more continuous performance, but that also meant that we had to change the tempo twice as many times. We tried recording it with 5 violins, only recording 3 bars at a time. This gave the musicians even more time to prepare for the next section. This is what it sounded like when we put it all together. You can hear that there's a computer involved in making this. Well, there's no way we're going to be able to do this because there's 21 tempo changes and the click is changing from 75 to 100 to 90. I sat down with Serena and we started thinking about, okay, how can we do this? Serena has a lot of experience playing in the orchestras with these players. She knows how great they are, and they're so used to hearing a click in their headphones because that's how we record film scores and that's how we record most of the music today. So what if we give the musicians the new tempo change before the actual tempo change on the page? They'll play in one tempo for 2 bars, the click will go out for 1 bar, and then it'll be 2 quarter notes of the new tempo, and then they'll jump into the new tempo. But I recorded with Serena just solo violin here, and it worked. But I was still like, okay, well, how are we gonna have 46 players listen to this click and be able to do that? So here I'm gonna play this recording with the new click that comes out and gives it the new tempo, a bar before the new tempo actually happens. And that's pretty cool. When we recorded that, when they performed it like this, to this click, I mean, to me, it just changed the entire feeling of the music.